Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Moneyline Madness podcast. I am Matt Sherrico alongside the one, the only, Andy B. Andy, it is Packers game day. Obviously, you're hyped. I'm hyped. I'm ready to make money off of the Packers. You're ready to see a W. How do we feel? What are the vibes going into Monday Night Football tonight?
I will say this. Yesterday could have gone better, but the chance is there. If the Packers win out, they got a shot. They got a shot. Look, the only thing you can do is worry about yourself, right? They need a lot of things to happen on the outside, but you got to win every game you play. Yep. Today should be a game I think everybody expects them to win. I don't like the line tonight. I think it's way too high.
Very sus. Very sus.
A Lambeau Field game against Baker Mayfield, who last year threw 3 interceptions in that stadium. I mean, it's going to be a fun one. And let's go, Jordan Love.
Let's go, Jordan Love.
I don't think you'll be seeing a Jordan Love tonight unless it gets really ugly. Or Rodgers gets hurt, obviously.
Well, I don't know. Going into this game, there's not much exactly as an NFL fan that you're looking forward to, right? Like Baker Mayfield on the Rams can only be so exciting. And then Aaron Rodgers and, his drug addiction is what it is. They're really, from a standpoint of making money, what suggestion are you giving to people out there that are looking at this game and like, all right, I want to bet on this tonight? What angle do you think is best to take when looking at, two somewhat subpar teams that we have like this?
Well, whenever you've got 2 subpar teams where you don't really know what the result will be, Christian Watson, a player prop like that, guy scored, I believe in the last 6 games, he scored a touchdown. You can get him anytime touchdown. I got it on BetStamp, plus 150. The guy scored a touchdown in 6 straight games.
See Watts, baby. He needs respect, truthfully. Like, we need to start respecting him and his performance for what he's doing. Oh, Double R, you're thinking on the same brainwaves that I am right
You think
now.
the under? I think the Packers offense is starting to settle in, though.
I don't disagree. Here's my take. Ready? First half, under 19.5 total points. First half, I'm anticipating. Yep. Anticipating primetime games, slow start. It's cold out there. I think we're going to see all the offense come in the second half of this game. I am sticking with the under 19.5 for the first half. I feel like, honestly, we could be seeing figgies out the butt in this one. It's just going to be a lot of kicking, in my opinion.
Sammy Watkins released. Yeah, I like that. I agree it'll be a slow start. The Sammy Watkins experiment, I guess you can call it, never made sense to me. I guess it was a veteran. You brought him in for $4 million guaranteed and like whatever. Good for. I hope he winds up on a playoff roster. Honestly, I think.
I was already thinking of him and Matt Ryan. Oh, well, no, I was thinking Sammy Watkins, Matt Ryan, the next great XFL duo.
That's possible.
Something like that.
You can't tell me Sammy Watkins doesn't come into New York and be like one of their top guys already. They're so bad already.
Isaiah Hodgins had himself a game.
I get it, but Sammy Watkins is a veteran. So would I be surprised if the Chiefs brought him back? Or there's got to be something to the reason he got cut. Probably the Packers being like, you're a veteran, you're probably on your last legs because he's always getting hurt. Go try to get you a ring. So that's probably the thought process for them.
Or he Udoka'd, somebody in the office.
That's always possible.
You never know. And exactly. Could be USFL legends going into next season. But, all right, Andy, what was your pick that you had mentioned? Aaron Jones, I believe?
I did in the Discord. If you go in, Aaron Jones over 55.5 rushing yards. As we said, cold weather usually doesn't. Oh, yeah, get the Discord up there. Usually doesn't affect Aaron Rodgers, but I don't know if anybody's watched Aaron Rodgers this year. He hasn't been great when it's been nice out.
No,
the cold weather with his thumb, that's not going to help. So the Packers are going to run the ball a lot. They've been running the ball a lot. So 55.5 yards on a cold night in Lambeau. It's not a great
probably should have the lead, right? For a majority of this game.
Probably the majority of the game, you would think. So 55.5 doesn't seem like a bad number. I know A.J. Dillon was a little bit less than that. Don't love him yards-wise. He's more of a goal line, third down guy.
Yep.
But Aaron Jones, 55.5. I like that. Minus 115. Good, decent value. I like it. I like that one.
I like that for sure. And also another prop that I want to give a shout out to my guy Aton on the Philly show. He brought this up when I brought up that first half under. He said if you're going to go with that, there's also a prop that you could find on BetUS #ad. Most sports. If you're using BetUS or if you haven't made a BetUS account, use the Most Sports link for a free $50 to bet with. They have a prop. Now Andy, I've sent them to you.
Is it the one that I was looking at before?
Props. I'm not sure, but it's a kicker, or it's a field goal by each team in the first half of the game, plus 145.
I like it. I like that.
Team to have a field
goal
in the first half?
No, the one that I was thinking about, you had it the other day, and I had never seen this prop before. And I'm like, how the hell did Matt find that? You had it for the Dolphins-Bills game. A team to score unanswered 3 times in a row. The Dolphins did it, which screwed us over because nobody had.
We were so close, too. I know we were watching, like, we were feeling that one.
But does that not feel like so? Like, Green Bay's not a team that scores 6 touchdowns in a row, like 6 scores
and the
in a row.
Is often plus money on that, too.
Yeah, it's like plus 145 or something of that nature. So, like, that's good value for.
Yeah.
It's not that it never happens. I'm sure it happens all the time. That's not something you look at in a game like, oh, this team's got 3 unanswered scores. Like, it happens a lot, but in a game where the teams are like, the Packers aren't a great team, the Rams are a bad team, like, anything's possible. So I think that's a very
funny. We're looking at this
value one.
Yeah, and you're looking at this from a standpoint that's somewhat like the opposite of the one that I went with when I bet that, right? Like, I was looking at Miami against the Bills, and I'm like, oh, that's going to be back and forth, the entire game. I don't think anybody is going to have, 3 straight possessions where they just give up, they come up empty. And then that obvious skid from Buffalo out of all teams. These primetime games, bro, I'm telling you, there's just something a little sketchy about them.
The way that everybody's talked about that game, you would think Buffalo didn't win.
Yeah.
They've talked about, like, the Dolphins played a great game, blah, 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 that they lost. Like, sorry, there's no moral victories in the NFL. Like,
unfortunate, but that is a fact.
Like, the Lions, they're, 7-7 now?
Uh-huh.
They got 7 losses, and their losses, they don't look at those as moral victories. Like, they'd be in the playoffs, like, easily.
That's a fact.
How about your team last night? We didn't talk about them.
Oh, well, I mean, that game was probably the most fixed game in favor of the New York Giants that I've ever seen in my lifetime. In my 22 years of living, almost 23, I've never seen, you're calling a flag on a veteran wide receiver for being in an illegal formation after he got on the line of scrimmage, looked at you, gave you a thumbs up, like, I'm good, and then you tossed the... Let's go Giants. How about that? How about that?
I will say this.
Oh, man.
I'll say this. I think it bodes better for us because we needed one of you guys to lose 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. Go look at the Washington schedule. It is brutal. They play the Niners, Browns, and then I believe they finished with the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken. That's right. Or maybe they finished. Who do you finish with? The Eagles?
I was going to say we finished with the Eagles.
Okay, so they finished with the Cowboys. Yeah. It is brutal. Like, that's a brutal. Like, the Browns aren't terrible now. They got Deshaun back. Or not back, I guess. But that's a brutal schedule. So, hey.
You know what, Double R? That's a great point. In favor of the Cowboys, they had to get them into the playoffs with the Giants win. It's fantastic.
Yeah, but the Cowboys
always got to find a way. I mean, the Cowboys are the Cowboys not one of the more fraudulent teams in the league?
Dude, I was thinking about
playoff contenders.
I was actually thinking about making a list of 3 teams that could legitimately win the title and 3 teams that are frauds. I could find more frauds than contenders right now.
All right, frauds right now. Cowboys, Lions,
Vikings.
Vikings. Cowboys, Vikings, and then who?
The Chiefs are looking like it too. They barely snuck by the Texans.
You want me to be straight up? I don't think the Bills are gonna be it come.
That's one of those teams that are on the borderline, like the Ravens. They were frauds. Like, who are you looking at as like legit contenders right now? The Eagles? Like, that's it.
Eagles. The
Lions
49ers.
Look like more of contenders than everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
There's a lot of frauds out there this year. I mean, I don't mean to be about your team, but if you're putting the Giants on a fraud to like competitive,
if we're going like straight up records, like yeah. No,
so,
I agree.
I don't know. It's weird. It's such a weird, like, everybody's making such a big deal about the fact that a 9-8 team is probably going to get in the playoffs. 9-8 is fantastic this year.
It is.
I mean, there's so many bad teams in this league and so many teams that are just, they're like, you never know who could win on any day. But like the Texans yesterday, they had that game won. They could have won that game easily.
Yep.
They're not good enough.
Dolphins. The thing about the Dolphins, I just watched the Dolphins run all over Buffalo. In the snow. I kind of believe in them. And then their defense, the way that they came out and were, very stout on that defensive side of the ball in the snow again, I kind of think the Dolphins are a legitimate team. And their record doesn't reflect how good they are, in my opinion.
You know why I'm so confident that the Packers can win out? Is because if you look at their schedule, after tonight, obviously the Rams should be a win, right? They play the Dolphins. The Dolphins have been struggling. Like, there's no other way about it. They lost to the Niners with Brock Purdy. They just didn't win the game the other day. They might have played as well as you thought. But
they're playing fantastic football still.
Are they, though? They're losing games. Like, you have to win the game. You can play as great as you want. You didn't win, right? Like, you have to look at it that way. And then they play the Vikings. Like, why wouldn't you want to be playing the Vikings right now? The Vikings look like dog shit the other day.
Yeah.
Like, so I think we put the Lions in between that, which that's the toughest game. But that's the tiebreaker is going to be on the line there. The unfortunate thing I will say, because they're a topic today, the Packers, because they're playing, obviously. The thing about the Packers this year is that stretch in the middle of the season, completely fucked them. They lost the tiebreaker to everyone. The Giants are in front of them. They have the tiebreaker. The Commanders are in front of them. They have the tiebreaker. The Lions have the tiebreaker, I believe, just based on division record. So,
Lions, that's a good point.
Lions are right now.
I wouldn't want to play the Lions. I wouldn't want to play the Lions right now in a do or die type of game.
They didn't play great yesterday defensively. They allowed the Jets to have many opportunities.
To lose. That's really
You're right.
What
They're
it is.
Playing with all on the line because you're right. They have nothing to lose.
These guys are fighting for their careers.
That's the same way the Giants fans should look at it. You have nothing to lose. You had no expectations. That's why, teams like Minnesota, they have so much to lose right now because they went on such great runs and they already had expectations coming.
And everyone was like, "Oh, they're the team to beat in the NFC." Blah 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 blah. Like, we got to hold the horses.
Two teams we looked at as contenders in the NFC are playing tonight, and nobody cares about the game because there's a very good chance it means nothing. So that's just the way the NFL's been this year. I don't know about you. Those games yesterday were. I mean, you hear me. I lost my voice from it. They were
great.
Amazing.
They were great.
They were amazing. That multiple overtime at a time thing. I mean, that's where red zone just comes into.
Yep. No, absolutely. And one thing about red zone that I was really happy with yesterday was seeing my fantasy players just all over it. Yes, sir. That's right.
Except the tight end.
Me. Who do you think you are? I am. Except for Daniel Bellinger, who was alongside for the ride. But I brought it home. The Mo Sports BFFL Championship. This one's coming back for the boys, and we're bringing this one to Moneyline Madness. So
hell yeah, what a win! Good for you, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank God for Zay Jones.
If anybody's wondering about my fantasy team, I still have a player to play tonight, and I won by 50. So
nice.
So we're going to the second round. This house will be loud on Saturday. Because I am playing my brother in the semifinal. It will be fun. It'll be great. I'm going to kick his ass. One thing, I don't know if you saw in the group chat, and I want everybody out there to do this. If you beat somebody in the playoffs, go say good game. I appreciate you. Hell of a year. Right? I know you're in the group chat. I went to the guy that I was playing, my friend Justin. I went to him and I said, I don't wish you good luck because I don't want you to win. But at the end, be gracious, be thankful, be appreciative that they faced you, and we're willing to lose to you. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Absolutely. No,
be appreciative.
Great point. It's a great point. And honestly, I was looking at the guy that I was playing against, Team Crimson. He had, a stacked lineup. He had CMC. He came out with he had Keenan Allen and Herbert, that stack. Josh Jacobs, who's been on fire. He played Evan Ingram, who last week obviously had that.
Evan Ingram had 35 points last week.
Insane. And so I was definitely nervous. Thursday, CMC put up 26. Lockett put up 14 for him. So I was definitely, a little nervous. But yesterday, I was in New York City, just under the tree, and I'm just getting Zay Jones notifications. Touchdown.
I told my girlfriend that you went to Bryant Park, and because she's been bugging me to go. And I'm not a New York City guy, you know this. I have said this many times. I hate this city. Whenever we go to Mets games, I avoid the city at any point. Go on the train, hop on the train, get to Citi Field. I don't want to be in the city.
Yep.
And you got me in trouble because I told her yesterday. I was like, they went to Bryant Park, and she's like, why can't we go? So thanks for that.
You know what, bro? If you guys want to go, I'd be more than happy to escort.
I absolutely hate
passed
the city.
Citi Field
I hate the city. Oh, Citi Field's
a beautiful city. Yeah.
Hey,
all right.
You see the new scoreboard they're putting in real quick?
I did not.
I'm gonna send it to you. I'll send it to you after. It is massive.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, I got something. Let's flip the script a little bit. I got a couple NBA picks I want to run by you tonight. Not sure if you have any on the slate, but
I have a
pretty
stacked.
Pretty stacked game in terms, or stacked slate in terms of NBA bets. I posted this one in Discord. So guys, like we had mentioned, if you want all of these bets that we talk about and you want them all condensed into one little spot where you just have to look, dsc.gg/mosports. It's right here. Join up. It's free. You can't beat it. It's free money, and we're going on a tear. I posted 2 parlays over the weekend, and they both cashed. Jamar Chase anytime touchdown and a Cincy alternate spread because we're not getting hooked by 3, and a Viking spread with a Justin Jefferson touchdown. We're cashing out from every angle. Don't miss these picks. They're in the Discord. But these NBA picks that I have for today, I am going with Giannis Antetokounmpo, a double-double, and Milwaukee to win against the Pelicans today. I believe this matchup for Giannis against Jonas Valanciunas, I don't think they're going to have Zion on him, and I think they're going to stick the 5 because he's just too lengthy. Pause. Giannis has too much length and too much size. Pause. For Zion Williamson to be guarding him on defense, right?
Yeah, I'm still lost at all the pauses there, but you're right. You're 100% right. You can't put Zion on him. He's just gonna dunk over him easily.
He's too big.
Bully him, honestly. So
yep. So yeah, that comes in at plus 158. Another one I'm looking at: Luka Doncic double-double and Dallas to win. Now, don't get me wrong. Minnesota is hooping right now. Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell, they've been getting something going. Shout out to the Georgia Bulldog, Anthony Edwards. But I do have the Dallas Mavericks coming away with this win tonight. Luka Doncic double-double. I mean, that's something we see relatively easy. Doesn't matter if it comes in assists or rebounds. Whatever he feels is good for me. And that comes in at plus 144. My last pick for this 3-leg parlay, player performance doubles, as we love on this show. DeAndre Ayton a double-double in Phoenix to win against the Lakers. This one's pretty self-explanatory. No LeBron tonight, no AD.
What a surprise.
I love all of it. So at minus 128, I can't be too upset with that. And then
like that.
If you parlay the 3 together, they come in at plus 1032. So I'm going to be sprinkling
I like that
on there.
Hell yeah. I like that at all. First of all, the AD thing, which we have been very clear about all year, is like AD just always finds a way to get hurt. He really one-upped himself. I don't know if you saw. He sprained his ankle in midair. I've never seen that happen. I don't know how it happens.
Wow.
God bless the guy. I loved him at Kentucky. Loved him when he was in New Orleans. How you sprain your ankle in midair is beyond me. But also, a big shout out to Nikola Jokic last night. I have never seen that stat line before. That was fantastic.
He is incredible.
He really is. That was amazing. I want to see him. He's been one of the more fun players to watch it throughout his career because obviously MVP multiple times. He's continuing it this year, but that stat line was just insane.
Absurd. And I actually had texted. I'm looking for it right now. I texted in the Mo Sports chat. I had messaged with the stat line, and I said, how long until we have a discussion about Nikola Jokic being a top 10 center all time?
Pretty soon. I mean, he's putting up stats that we've never seen before. And he's winning MVPs. And you know what? Hey, whisper into the speaker here. He's doing it in Denver, and we still care. So don't give me this major market crap. Nikola Jokic is in Denver, and he's a star. Imagine he's never leaving Denver. They will never let him out of their sight. Imagine if he was on the Knicks right now. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
It would be like the guy would be getting a lot more credit than you'd probably already look at him as a top 10 center if he was on a major market team.
Underappreciated 2-time MVP. That's a fact.
Yeah. So don't tell me these major market teams can't keep their players either, because the top 2, in my opinion, the top 2 big men in the league, Giannis and Nikola Jokic.
Yep.
Where do they play?
I agree. And the one thing, because I had mentioned top 5 originally, top 5 centers all time. And then Ed had brought up, right now that list is Kareem, Shaq, Hakeem, Wilt, and Bill Russell. So it's going to be hard to crack the top 5.
You're right. It's going to be tough to crack it.
Very hard.
And I'm a Celtics fan, so obviously I see Celtics fans defend Bill Russell to no end. Look, I get how many rings he had. It was amazing. Bill Russell was a pretty good player in a really bad era, like a bad era.
Truthfully, I would have put the guy in a montage. I hate to say it.
I agree.
I hate to say it. I agree. I would have hit him with a little tween.
And I love Bill Russell. He's a Celtics guy. He's
R.I.P.
Like,
legend.
R.I.P. obviously legend. I think, obviously Celtics legend, but.
Yeah, but the last thing,
like, think about Nikola Jokic, man.
Russell wants to see is, the Moneyline Madness cast in the opposing backcourt. That's my
he definitely doesn't want to see me down there. I'm down low. I'll bully.
Yeah, in the trenches, come on, forget about it. We know Andy B is banging down in the trenches. That's for sure.
All right, I'm gonna hit this college pick because hey, we hit one last night. How did we hit it? A plus money Georgia Bulldog win. I was screaming. I was excited. Had some people over. We were enjoying it. Program shifting win. I had said it. Georgia has a lot of talent this year, and they got a huge win yesterday. Don't be surprised if I have them pulling some upsets later in the year. They're going to be playing a tough schedule. So, but my college pick today is an easy one. It's not a loaded slate, but because we won yesterday, we got to try to follow it up with a big one.
Keep it moving.
San Francisco, who is actually one of the best mid-major teams in the country again, is playing Texas Arlington. What? Why would I be picking this game? Well, San Francisco's a really great team. So I expect a blowout today. They have a habit of blowing out teams that are below them, which is a good amount of teams this year. Okay. -15 at -110. I like that. That is not a lot of points in college. I don't know. In college basketball, that's an easy number for them to cover. So -15 for San Francisco. They're easily going to be in the tournament this year. They're a good team, really good team, always have been. In that conference, they're probably going to win their conference, to be honest with you. So -15 over Texas Arlington, easy. Follow up a big win yesterday with another one.
Hell yeah, and Andy B is the oracle with college picks. That's a fact.
Dude, we have 3 days in a row we're going for here because Saturday we hit Providence over Seton Hall. Those are back-to-back plus money ones too. We're not giving you cheap ones here. We're giving you plus money. This isn't plus money, unfortunately, tonight, but
still
was none. I looked through all of them. There just isn't enough. Like, there's no upsets happening tonight.
Okay. All right. Double R says, how do you guys feel about the trophies being named after players, the NBA trophies?
I like the MVP. I can't really say I care for anybody else.
I see people mad about it. I don't care enough. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't hate it. I don't love it.
If my guy's the MVP, he's the MVP. I'm not going to call it the Michael Jordan MVP.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm neither side, truthfully.
Like, if Jason Tatum won the MVP, you're not going to see me saying, hey, it's the Michael Jordan MVP. No, he's the MVP. Like, he's the NBA MVP. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, and I think it's too late now to where, like, oh, how many Michael Jordan awards does LeBron have in comparison to Michael Jordan? Like,
well, he doesn't have the award named after him, right?
Like, that is true.
Are they going to keep updating it? Because what happens in 10, 20 years when, like, LeBron has all those, like, accolades? Like, are they going to change them? I doubt it.
Who would the NFL trophies be named after? Because you have, like, say, the running title, that would have to be named after, like, Chris Johnson, right? Or somebody like that. So I think it could be an interesting concept.
As much as people probably don't want to hear it, I think the
NFL Bear Pasco Award?
No. The NFL MVP award probably has to be named after a quarterback they're never going to name it after. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Deshaun Watson.
No. They would have to name the MVP after somebody more modern because they're not going to go all the way back into, like, Jim Brown years, right? I think he was winning it. They'd give it like a modern guy. Aaron Rodgers wins it all the time, but they're never naming an award after him. Everybody hates him. So
no, he gets the Darren Waller Award. That's what he gets.
Yeah, so. That's the opposite of the Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
Menace of the Year, basically.
The one who caused the most problems every year gets that award.
That's great.
I like that.
That's awesome. All right, you got anything else that you want to add in for tonight?
Nah, man, I'm excited. One more thing to Double R, man. How about our pitcher, our new, I guess, ace, Kodai Senga, calling out the Phillies lineup, saying "fuck you guys, let's go." Right? I love that. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
That was a cool sports thing of the day.
Let's go. Can we get an LGM maybe?
Let's get an LGM. He said, let's go Mets. Let's go.
Nice. You love to see it. You love to see it. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. A little Monday night special of Moneyline Madness. We're going to be back, of course, Thursday night talking some football. A little action going on. So we will be back Thursday, like I said, talking everything under the sun. Make sure you guys join the Discord, like, subscribe, all the above. Double R, we appreciate you again coming in, talking with us. Everybody else, the other viewers that we have, thank you guys for coming in. Everyone is appreciated. And we'll catch you guys Thursday.
Appreciate it. Go Pack, go.